welcome to your reading, and welcome to any new subscribers who have joined the channel. It's lovely to be with you. Gemini, this is your reading for December, the very last reading for 2019. Now, before we jump into the reading, I'll go through a few very brief cosmic events, because surely you all understand that the astrological events that are occurring now are immense. These are just some of the basic, more average ones. We're jumping into 2020 within 30 days, I guess, of December, aren't we, guys? There's a lot going on as we move decades, and I have been saying for the last couple of months that it's really important to do some time setting, some goal setting, some focusing on the aspects that you want to take forward with you as this decade changes over. I'm uploading this video on probably the 11th of the 11th, which is a really big portal day. Even if you view this video after that time, you'll be given the energy through the video itself, if you like. There's not only is it the 11-11 energy, but Mercury is transiting the Sun in a retrograde position, so there's a lot happening on the one portal day. So much energy that we can tap into. Now for December, Jupiter enters Capricorn on the 2nd of December. We have Chiron going direct on the 12th. We have a Friday the 13th, obviously on the 13th. Capricorn starts on the 22nd of December, and that is the winter solstice day for the Northern Hemisphere. It's also the summer solstice day for us down here in the Southern Hemisphere, one of my favourite days of the year. We have Christmas Day on the 25th, so we're jumping into that really heightened white light energy. We're just coming out of Scorpio energy, which has thinned the veils, and the portals are open between the spiritual and the physical. And as we keep moving that transition through December and hit the white light ascended master energy, those veils and portals just continuously open for us to access them. So this is a time where you can easily make communication with celestial interveners, with cosmic events, with deceased past people, loved ones, with all sorts of spiritual intervention and awakenings. Also on December the 26th, we have the new moon and solar eclipse in Capricorn, and that's how we're starting the new year. So it's a full-on jump into 2020, the new decade. Now Gemini, I did some intuitive work for you before we start your reading, and these were the messages I came up with. You got the number 5, and you also got the color green and the word heart, because this is green is the heart chakra. And this little mantra came for you: there is ample time and opportunity for creative expression in whatever area I choose. So there's a whole lot of creativity, it seems, for you to look into, and it says about timing and opportunities and expression. So this seems to me that this is a time where you can open doors and expand in whatever way you wish. The other things that also came through were clouds, water, aquamarine, landscapes, and I've written down here prosperous affirmations. Wish with your thoughts. So using your thoughts, and Gemini, you're a very thought-oriented astrological sign, but wishing with your thoughts could be really beneficial for you guys at bringing the thought form into the real paradigm and into the current timeline. So the first two cards came out on the horizontal, sort of as if they're still merging and occurring, but you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Wheel of Fortune is a really big card. It doesn't come out that often for people, so it's one of the major arcanas. It denotes massive cyclical change, and it makes complete sense that it should turn up right on the cusp of a new decade. This wheel literally takes nearly a decade to turn in fullness, and they're at the height of this gaiety there and this happiness. The Wheel of Fortune generally denotes change is coming. You cannot stop it, but it's usually for the better. Now, it can be in any dynamic area of your life. So kind of a great way to start the reading for December, which is propelling you into 2020. And I think I'd love to have my reading start with that, with this wheel pushing me into the new decade, ushering in change. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. He's also about new change and new directions. He's marching off with this fever of youthful anticipation and new ideas. Now, he can be around monetary or job. So for some of you, this might be a change in cycle of jobs coming, or career options, or how you deal with money, or how you think about your money. I see this red sun in the background, and I think about the fact that that could well be a solar eclipse. And you guys have got a visitor. My lovely little Enzo has turned up. So, you know, he doesn't come in for many readings, and I can't remember who got him last month, or who he turned up for. Hello, my darling. Hello, my darling. Yes, sweetheart. Oh, you're so beautiful. Whoop. You're so beautiful. Yes. He's been through a lot. He's been through a lot of change in his little life with the illness he's had in 2019, and I don't think he'll ever be a totally well cat, but he's well loved, and he has the sweetest energy. So often when a pet, or you get an interruption in a reading, the interruption indicates something as well. So for some of you, it might indicate a pet, it might indicate taking the time out from a busy schedule to enjoy something, like he's enjoying this time here. He's happy, he's purring. For some of you, it might be paying more attention to enjoyment or relaxation, or it might even be involving a pet in particular. So it could be an in and out feeling, or an in and out experience that you might have in December. It could be coming and going. Oh, darling. Okay, so I have actually removed Enzo and given him something to eat, and yeah, satisfied him. And sometimes that can even be the message, that there could be distractions that come when you least anticipate them, or when you least want them. But sometimes the distractions require the attention in life. And even when you are heading on a specific journey or direction, and we know what it's like when we can suffer a distraction and we go, damn, I really didn't want that to happen. But there is usually a message within the distraction. Anyhow, I like these two cards, and I think they're great cards to start off with. In fact, for the life of me, I've picked them upside down. I am not sure if I'm Gemini rising or Cancer rising. I can never quite figure it out. So maybe this is my reading as well. And clearly the intervention or the distraction is something that I need to listen to as well. I can often be a bit too focused on what I'm wanting in a certain direction or way. Anyhow, these all jumped out, but it seems quite a lot to be dealing with. Maybe I do just deal them all out. Okay, we'll see what they are. So the 10 of Wands, another page, well, a knight and a page, the 4 of Pentacles, death, another 10. So 3 10s that you've got. Really, when the numbers turn up and they're synchronistically the same, so you've actually got 1 1 1, because a 10 is a 1, and I'm doing this, and it should be uploading on the 11 11, so there's more of that 11 11 11 energy. And the 10 3 10s, there's a 9 6 5 6 6, 3 6s, 3 10s, 2 4s. So a lot of repetitive number patterns going on within these cards. As I say, you've got a lot that have jumped out. It's almost like busyness around, like a lot of things happening, or a lot of events on, or a lot of stuff going on. And some of it must be surface, because there's no real way that we're going to go in depth with every single one of these cards. So is there peripheral stuff that's happening for you guys that's either not superfluous, but it's in the background and it's part of a cyclical event, or it's just occurring. So whatever, I get the feeling it's busy, and maybe that's what that distraction was when Enzo came in. We're busy anyhow, but there's this distraction going on as well. You still need to pay attention to some of the distractions that are coming in, because they could be important or they could be needing attention for their reason as well. So this reading is not all about you. I can see there's a lot of different aspects and dynamics going on. In fact, it's so kind of fluffy, and there's so much distraction in here. I can't quite figure out where to start. Well, we've done these two. Okay. This is talking about taking some time out, taking a retreat and taking a rest. For some of you, there may even be something that goes on within your head or mind or chest or arms, shoulder area that may need a small operation, a minor surgery. That might be something that you have planned. This one here, the 10 of Wands, is talking about you've been on this long journey and you've gained a lot of insight, awareness and understanding, and you're taking some of that knowledge with you as you venture into these new beginnings. And he is also brand new. He's also talking about money. So these two are almost like brothers. There could be something new for some of you guys in terms of a career shift, or the way you handle your money, or the way money comes into your life. Because we've got this Pentacles here as well, the 4, and we've also got this one down here. So technically, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 Pentacles and this Wands, which could 2 Wands, which could be referring to money as well and career opportunities. So something could be on your plate, your idea or your mind in terms of career options, ideas, how you're spending money, how you earn it, how you get given it, what bills are. This could be a job you are applying for, an application. If so, get your CVs out there, because there is competition around. Now, this one here, the 4 of Pentacles, is often like the fairy tale or the nursery rhyme. The king is in the parlour counting out his money. It means that you have a little more money than you really suspect, or you're not fully comprehending what to do with your money or where it's all put. So this is about understanding value and understanding balancing debt and costs and savings appropriately. So don't panic about your money. I sometimes see that when this card turns up that you get gifted a little bit of something, and it can be from someone else within a family or friends. And look, there's another Pentacles, so you actually have a lot of coins, Pentacles, that came out, all kind of conglomerated on this side, all sticking together with this money issue. Basically, I think your finances are fairly good. I think there's a feeling of positivity, of buoyancy within this, especially with this one and also this one. This is a little bit unique in as much as it could be you handing out the money to people who need it, which also has this card feels similar. You know, you're clutching onto, holding on to your money, even though you could offer to help a few people who are less fortunate than yourself. But sometimes this is the card of not being really ready to give. It's more about holding on to things. But by the time you've reached this card, you've appreciated the cycle of life more, and understanding that when we give something, we receive in return in unexpected ways. So this card is the cycle of life. It's giving and receiving. So you could be giving to people, or you could be on the receiving end of other people's beneficial gratuitousness. And it could be that someone gives you something tied in with this card. So there's definitely some giving and taking. There seems to be some receiving for you guys. You could have a small windfall, it could be a small inheritance, it could be a gift or a loan that is acknowledged. This one is the optimism of life, it's the beauty, it's the sustainability, it's the enjoyment, it's feeling at one, it's the harvest time of life, it's beautiful, it's opulent. It can sometimes represent a Taurian person who is hosting events or parties, so some of you may be attending functions. It can also be movie stars, politicians, people in the public eye, so some of you might be coming into contact with that in the month as well. This is definitely leading you into 2020, so I think this is not just this month's reading, it also goes into the beginning of 2020. The Death card sort of speaks for itself. It's very much like the Wheel of Fortune. It's this whole new cycle of life, of evolution. The fact that you got the 3 tens, it also tells us that it's the ending of old cycles and moving into the new. Often we shed the old, we shed the skins of what no longer serves us. And with 3 tens present and the Death card, you're nothing more surer than making a whole lot of changes and moving into some new paradigm or timeline. That one is very similar, another 10, just denoting this movement, this letting go of the past, moving into the future, taking someone with you, probably a family person or a long-time friend who offers support, love, trust, honour. This could be a marriage, it could well be a parent support or a grandparent or siblings. It is someone who you can share the brotherhood and the joy of life at a deep trust level. It's often referred to as a very long-lasting, intimate relationship. This is the Victory card, wonderful card to receive. This could be victory over something that is career related or something you are passionate about in life. So it could be a job, promotion, or achieving a job that you've been looking for, attaining certificates or finishing a degree at university, publishing something, producing something and having it accepted, patented, bringing money in, signing up of documents, any of those type of things. This one is going back in time to a childhood, reunion sometimes, meeting family members that you haven't seen for a long time, school reunions, old lovers turning back up on the limelight again. So some of you reconnecting with ex-lovers, that's a possibility there. And this one, the final card that turned up, which has this red sun again, which reminds me of the solar eclipse, the same as that second card up there. So we've sort of come full circle in this whole conglomeration of things that just shot out is actually saying goodbye to something, and permanently quite often. Now this one, it really does represent how you do it and using words that you need to be careful with. This can represent an argument with someone and the two of you clash and you want your way and they want their way, and inevitably they walk away, and they can walk away forever. So sometimes this is the loss of a friendship. It can be a family member that you just can't see eye to eye anymore. And these sort of things are happening more and more as we individually grow and we break away from parameters and boundaries that have kept us in cuckolds for centuries. We're becoming more individual and we're becoming freer. So it's not a major, but it could be something that if you don't want to have happen with a close relationship around you, then be careful how you speak and be careful of what you say. Now that's already quite a long reading because we've had the distraction and then we got all of that as well. So we just say for Gemini, what is there now going on for you guys? And while you are looking at the cards and while I was explaining them, do just pick up on your own intuitive feeling as well and think into how you feel about the cards and what they mean for you. You did get 2 major arcanas in there, the Wheel of Fortune and the Death. And their most significant message is just complete and utter change and newness at very many levels. Sort of an epiphany, an awakening, and a readiness to move on. Well, actually, no, let me retract that. Sometimes you're not ready for it and you're unaware that it's happening, but it's going to happen. The universe is deciding that. Anything in here for Gemini? Or did we outdo ourselves on the first deck? Lovely. You've got the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, coming in. It's nice to get the angels in around this time. I was actually hoping we might have had more in the readings I've already done, just because I know that those energies are around. So that's your second chakra. That's the sex energy centers of the body. There could be some healing in there for any of you that need healing in that part of the body. She is also very much about creativity and passion. So she fits the wands cards very well. So call upon her if you need her for anything, any clearages, any clearing of blockages, any health issues. She will be really good for. Man holding a heart, there's possibly a little bit of, that's probably the first mention of love we have seen. For some of you there could be this indicator of love or romance coming. Wow, I don't know, that's another 3 cards. Oh, the thinking man. So men maybe could be playing a role in this. You've got Archangel Uriel out as well, which is really nice. So she's the crown chakra on the top of the head. That's where we get all our celestial messages from. It's where we open up to, you know, the whole cosmic possibilities of grand awareness and understanding. It's like the world card in many ways. So you did receive 2 beautiful angels to guide you through any unexpected changes, or like this busyness that you've got going, for any time that you may need time out or respite. This thinking man holds this cluster of crystals and he's pondering upon it, but that cluster of crystals is an abundance crystal, which is very much like what I hold here. So there's a possibility that through this crystal energy, which is a quartz crystal, it's magnifying the power of the energy of abundance for you. So that's, you know, another nice possibility. He's also possibly an air sign person, which is yourself, and contemplating the thinking strategies of life. So put your thinking cap on, Gemini. And there we have the journey card. We've already come to the conclusion early on that you were on this journey. You've been told it again as a sort of finishing message. So you have this amazing ability to harness the direction that you wish to take this, because you've been given this opportunity and this knowledge before the actual event takes place, before 2020 rocks on the scene, even though it is literally only a few weeks away. So don't waste this opportunity, Gemini, of really harnessing the energies of this new journey. Now, just to finish your reading, we will take one of these cards, one of these Keepers of the Light cards, because this is a very light-filled period at the end of the year with the Ascended Master energy and the portals that are open. So for Gemini, which Keeper of the Light are they going to get, and who can they call upon to meditate with, to give protection with? Now they're taking their time after so many jumping out. This is for Gemini. Who's coming? Who's coming for Gemini? Or who's going to be there for them? Green Tara, supreme protection. That's beautiful. You are protected, cords are being cut, move beyond limitation and trust. It's interesting when I look back on the notes that I had written for you for the beginning, and you got the number 5, and then right next to it I had written green heart. Well, it's very similar to green Tara. So there's lots of beautiful green in there. And green Tara does give protection at all levels. She is actually very good to call upon if at any time you feel nervous or anxious or worried or threatened in any way. And when it says cords are being cut, this is allowing this freedom to move into the next stage of your awareness or awakening or understanding or journey of life. So a beautiful keeper of the light for you to receive, green Tara. You can actually download some beautiful YouTube videos or meditation or mantras of green Tara, and they're lovely to listen to. I would listen to them quite a lot actually in the past and really, really enjoy them. So anyhow, Gemini, you have had an interesting reading, to say the least. It certainly was very dominated by things out of my control, which I think was a pivotal piece of understanding that a lot of things might be happening out of your control, but that you choose to take on board which are the most important and significant, because there seems to be this superfluous amount of things going on in the background, some of which are not necessarily going to affect you in a large way, and some of which are definitely shaping up to be this brand new journey that you are embarking on one way or another. And remember, this could be at many different levels. It could be physical, career, money, relationships, and for some of you this will be health as well. And for anyone that has health, that they're wanting to embark on a new chapter or hoping this spinning wheel takes them into, do utilize the green Tara meditations for that. So thank you again, guys. I love doing the readings for you, and I love it when you leave your comments and sub the channel, please. Check your moon and rising signs, because I'm sure none of the other readings will be quite as interesting and unique as this. Anyhow, take care, everyone. Hey, Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year. Much love. Namaste.